Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening depending on where you are in this amazing world. My name is Donovan Jolly, and welcome everybody once again for another amazing video of DIY investing. Today I wanted to go through and give you guys an update on some amazing analysis that I've recently made. Now I wanted to go through and make sure I made a video for everybody that was still in disbelief of everything that's going on. I have a chart today that's going to perfectly explain why that we are never going to go lower and why we are about to start the next major parabolic move heading into the end of this year. People that are investing right now are about to make a financial fortune, and it's the people that are willing to get shaken out right now that are going to be FOMO buying at the very top. You do not want to be this type of person because you are going to piss away your entire portfolio and all of the profit potential that you could potentially get. Make sure that you're aware of what's going on. You're not getting shaken out because I promise you, what is coming is going to make us all filthy rich in the process. If you're new and just finding this channel, always remember to do me a favor by leaving a like, comment, and subscribing to this channel for more updates. Make sure that you guys click that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos like the one provided for you here. And always remember, guys, I have the fastest growing and the very best Discord community out there for cryptocurrency. We have over 16,000 members, and there's a ton of people congregating, sharing thoughts and perspectives. So if you want to join a community that you can trust, make sure you guys check out my Discord by clicking inside of the description of this video, and there you're going to find the invitation link. Now, on the Discord, I also offer my more exclusive content like the video course and signals. So if you guys want access to my 20 educational videos that teach you guys how to trade, or you'd like to just copy along and follow all of the trades that I take over this next cycle, make sure that you stay all the way to the end of this video because I'm going to be taking a couple minutes to explain how you guys can get signed up, the pros of doing so, and what it's going to take to get you guys going today. Alrighty guys, we got a lot of really exciting stuff to cover today. I know that you guys are going to find a ton of value out of this chart because I am so hyped about this. So without further ado, let's jump right into it today. Alrighty guys, so here we are taking a look at the chart that I have today. Now I wanted to go through today and just talk about the total market cap, and then I wanted to also compare it to the last Bitcoin cycle because in my opinion, where we are in the altcoins is the exact same point that Bitcoin was back in 2015. This was a time where there really wasn't a ton of money inside of the market cap, when, there was still, a lot of development still needed to take place. We were just fresh out of the Mt. Gox hack, and so it was a really indecisive time. Nobody really knew what was going to go on. And I kind of feel the same thing about altcoins today. I mean, in the last cycle, that was really the first time we'd even seen altcoins really rally. Yes, we'd seen them kind of pump in the last cycle, but at the end of the day, that wasn't a sustained uptrend like we saw in the last one. And so what we see today is roughly the same symmetry that we saw in the last cycle in Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin went from $2 all the way upwards of $1,150. And then we started this correction back down. Mt. Gox happened. We started crashing. And then we eventually came to a support floor, consolidated here for 280 days. And then we started the new parabolic trend, right? Now, a lot of people have been shaken up by this most recent consolidation that we've been in inside of the altcoin market and the Bitcoin market entirely. And if we take a look up here at this total market cap chart, we can see that we saw pretty much the same thing. We saw this build-up phase. We started the correction back down. We went all the way down. And then instead of consolidating sideways and then building a short parabolic trend, we kind of just stopped right here at this short period. We kind of stopped down here at this low. And then we bounced up. And then we had another immediate attempt to break below that. It failed. And now we're going back up again. And so these two are pretty similar. There are some key differences, obviously. But overall, there's a lot more similarities than there are differences. And that's kind of the thing that I wanted to share with everybody today. I wanted to talk to you guys about the similarities that I see, why I actually believe that we are about to be starting the next phase of this market cycle where we do start to go super, super parabolic, because this is the important part, guys. This is what we've all been waiting for. We want to see the markets go parabolic. We want to see them go straight up, right? And so this is exactly what we're seeing today. More or less, it's the same consolidation. Down here, we had this build-up phase, and it's the same thing that we saw in the total market cap during this period of time right here. This is where we start to go parabolic. We make these higher highs on this parabolic trend before leading up into the very highest point of the cycle. This is the blow off top, right? The blow off top happens, and then we start the correction back down. Even the correction looks exactly the same. We get the same lower highs. We get the same lower lows. It's almost no different. And then even this, when Bitcoin makes its final sell-off, we get one sell-off here, one sell-off here, and then we get the final one there. The exact same thing happens up here. First one up there, second one right here, third one right there. Same exact correction. Now, the only thing that's different is the way that we consolidated after the initial sell-off. So the sell-off was pretty much the same as far as Bitcoin, as far as the total market cap. We hit these capitulation lows, but then instead of just kind of consolidating sideways for a year, we just went here for about 3 months and then bounced up for a dead cat bounce. So it was a lower high, whereas Bitcoin kind of just started that uptrend, right? We ended up falling to support, made another attempt to break out, and then this was us retesting those lows. And so obviously there's some differences here. From, capitulation onward in both cycles is different. Obviously, it's pretty easy to tell about that. But what's interesting here is it doesn't have to be identical. And that's the cool thing about market cycles is we're just looking for the symmetry. We're just looking for the similarities because we know that no two cycles are ever going to be exactly the same. And in fact, with crypto, it's already kind of insane that they are so identical to each other. That's what's cool is, you always hear no two cycles are ever going to be the same. No two chart patterns are ever going to be the same. And while that's true, the amount of times in which cryptocurrencies rhyme and in which they look exactly the same happens so often that, it kind of makes that little argument a little bit more obsolete than normal markets would be. And so with this cycle, we're seeing the same thing playing out today. And what I want to talk to you guys about is how identical they are. Now, not only are they identical from a perspective as far as symmetry and how the cycles look, but we can also break them down to exact time frames. And that's the most important part. So let's actually dive into this next part of the analysis because I know it's going to blow your guys' minds. Alrighty guys, so here we are taking a look at Bitcoin, and we're also going to be taking a look and comparing this chart to the total market cap once again. What I wanted to go through here was talking about the time frames because this is really, really insane. And when I found this, it blew my mind. I was like, oh my gosh, we are actually so close to this parabolic trend starting that, if we are not ready beforehand, we're going to miss out. And that's the thing, guys. I'm ready. I hope you guys are ready because I swear to you that we don't have much time left to accumulate. Now, what I want to go through here is just to explain the symmetry between the cycles, and we're going to break them down to exact time frames here. So if we look at here, we're going to get the cycle high. We're going to break these down by New Year's because it's a little bit easier to keep track of. So I'm just going to label each and every New Year as a line. So we get our first New Year right here, January 1st, right? This is kind of the top of our first lower high. We're going to go a year in advance to 2015, which is going to take us right here. We're going to go a year advance to 2016, which is here. And then we're going to go one more year in advance, which is here. Now, what I'm going to call this right here, I'm going to call this the 4-year bull, right? Now, not B-U-L-L bull, but 4-year B-O-W-L, bowl, like a bowl that you put food into, right? Because this is just a big rounded bowl shape, right? That's the type of structure that we see in market cycles. We have the parabolic run, it tops out, we start the decline in value, the bear market trend. Eventually we stop, we kind of flatline, and then we start the parabolic trend on the upside, and it makes this big rounded bowl shape, right? And this is what I want to talk to you guys about today. Now let's go through here and actually explain how the time frames line up. Now with Bitcoin topped out pretty close to that New Year. We topped out, in about December, about a month before that New Year time, and so we topped out pretty much at that New Year. Now, after this New Year, we started that bear market decline. Exactly 1 year from that point takes us to almost the exact low, right? Isn't that crazy? I absolutely love how the New Year's, whether it's early New Year, maybe like late fall, early December, whether it's that time around or whether it's right around the New Year itself, we always see a major reversal point in the cryptocurrency. We always see a major reversal point in the cryptocurrency markets. And it's been no different any time around. And we can see this forming out in Bitcoin once again. In the last cycle, we topped out right around that New Year time. We started a yearly decline. Exactly 1 year from that point takes us to almost the exact bottom. There's a reversal point. Exactly 1 year from that point takes us to the first higher high and the start of that new bull trend. And then 1 year from that point, or the finish of this bull, wave 4, or year 4, takes us back to that all-time high where we start to actually break out and go into price discovery. And this is really, really interesting to me because if we actually compare this to the current cycle of the total market cap, you guys are going to be blown away. So now we are going to be taking a look at the total market cap, and we're going to be applying the same exact principle to see exactly where we're at in this cycle. So just like Bitcoin, the new year is a time of reversals. It's the same thing for the market today. Right here we get the exact cycle high at January 1st. It's almost the exact top right? And then we start the bear market decline. Exactly 1 year from that, January 1st of 2019, takes us to almost the exact cycle bottom. How insane is that? I mean, really, where do you see this type of symmetry inside of a market? It's so amazing to me that we can map out these cycles not only based off of a symmetrical price structure, but also exact time frames and how they all kind of collaborate and coincide into one greater picture and understanding. It blows my mind. This is why I love markets so much and why I love to do technical analysis. You know, if we zoom out on the big picture, it's so blatantly obvious what is going on right now that anybody that tries to force feed this bearish narrative down your throat is a complete idiot. And that's just me being brutally honest. People might get offended by that, but to be quite honest, I'm offended that somebody wouldn't be able to see this and then actually just tell that it's bullish. That's the funny thing to me. You know, we see the same thing here. Exactly 1 year apart ends the bear market. 1 year apart from that starts our first higher high and the start of that new bull trend. Even though we did get this little sell-off shortly after, that's still a higher high from our capitulation, right? And now this takes us into this midway point between year 3 and year 4. We're kind of just right in between the both of them, closer towards that end of the year at 2021. And so this is what's really cool, guys, is because if we take a look at Bitcoin, you know, year 4 in the 4-year bull, year 4 took us right to that all-time high mark, and that's where we started to go into price discovery. Year 4, you know, we're still down below all-time highs, but we still have a little bit of time left to go before we actually start getting upwards of that all-time high and the end of the year. And so for me personally, what I'm expecting to see is that we're going to have, you know, maybe a little bit of a sell-off down to here, and then we're going to start the parabolic trend, and we're going to head upwards of this all-time high mark to close out this year, because that's really the way that the last cycle worked inside of Bitcoin. You know, it's the same thing. We're seeing the exact same symmetry. Every single new year is a reversal point. This was the bull top. This was the bear bottom. This was the start of the parabolic trend. This was us breaking out of all-time highs and going into price discovery. Now the same thing is here. Bull top, bear bottom, first higher high, start breaking out of all-time highs and going into price discovery. So we're just kind of in this in-between stage, right? Now what's really interesting is let's actually compare the time frames here. Let's go to the cycle high, so about right here, and let's drag it over to where we retested the all-time high at year 4. Now let's actually compare these two cycles a little bit. Let's go from the cycle high, and let's drag it over to where we're currently sitting at today. So we're about 967 days. From high to where we're currently sitting at, we're at about 967 days inside of this accumulation. Now let's actually compare 967 days accumulation inside of Bitcoin's last cycle from high to wherever that threshold lies. So let's go over here, let's take the cycle high, and let's drag it over 967 days. So here's 966 days, and we're going to put a little line right here. We're going to make this line red to show where we're at. So this is where we're at based off of this current market structure. So where we're currently sitting at in the total market cap, 967 days. This is where we're at. If we compare that to where Bitcoin in the last cycle was, it was right at this point that was the halving. You know, we got this halving right around that 4th of July mark. This was right around that 2016 halving. And so this is basically where we're sitting at in the last cycle, which if you guys remember, and you could throw it back to the last halving, you guys would have loved to buy Bitcoin right after this halving or around this halving. You guys would have salivated at the idea of being able to accumulate Bitcoin back in here, right? Now, what's different? What's changed? Do you guys still feel that same way about accumulating crypto right now? Or is your emotional attachment getting in the way from you making logical decisions? That's the thing to understand here, guys, because if we break it down, you know, it's really easy to say, oh, wow, you know, it's really easy to go back and look at Bitcoin cycle right here and be like, oh, wow, if I would have saw this, you know, it would have been so easy. I would have just bought that. You know, I would have put everything that I would have had into Bitcoin at $200, and I would have been so rich. But in actuality, if they were actually back there at this point, they would have been panic selling the bottom. That's the way that the emotions work, guys. And the funny thing is, now is a perfect opportunity for you guys watching this video to analyze how your emotions feel, right? Because, I mean, right here in Bitcoin's last cycle, at this point, you would have loved to start feeling greedy. You would have loved to feel like, oh my gosh, I just want to buy everything, leverage my house, sell my soul to get more Bitcoin. You know, that's the way that you would have wanted to feel at this point. What is the difference this cycle around? Do you feel that way? Are you feeling super greedy right now? Do you feel like you need to over leverage yourself and go all in on crypto because the markets are so cheap? Or are you sitting here feeling really scared about the sell off? You're seeing Chainlink start to sell off. You're seeing the rest of the market starting to sell off. And now you're sitting here, oh my gosh, I've taken some losses. What do I do? You're starting to shake. Is that how you feel right now? Or do you feel super mega bullish like I do? Because to be quite honest, I've been mega bullish since all the way back down here at $3,200 for Bitcoin. I've been waiting for the rest of the community to kind of catch up with my thoughts and perspective. And that's why I make this video is to help you guys understand what I'm looking at and to be able to understand your own human emotions and how you're attached to your money. Because that's the important thing, guys. You can't be attached to your money if you want to actually make money. Because that's the thing. The only way you're rich and you make money is you got to be able to spend money. You got to be able to give your money away. You don't get rich saving it and hoarding it your whole entire life. That's how you just stay average. And so your money is the same way. You got to give your money a job and let that money work for you. In this case, we're investing into cryptos. We have this cash. The cash is shit and it's not worth anything. In fact, it's worth less every single year. So I'm going to give that cash a job. I'm going to put it into cryptos that go up in value. That's its job, right? And so with that being said, guys, right now with what we're seeing, we are at the very tail end of this cycle. We are just in this in-between stage where we're about to start heading upwards of that all-time high mark. That's personally what I believe is happening next. I expect that in this next move for Bitcoin, this is going to see us starting to take off and heading towards that all-time high mark in this next move. That's personally what I'm going to be watching out for. I think that that's very realistic to assume. And we're going to see something along the lines of this, more steady uptrending before we start to really break up, hit this all-time high mark. We might get some FUD at this all-time high. It might sell off a little bit. But overall, I'm not really expecting much pullbacks. I'm expecting more parabolic moves, if anything, because if we look at what happened with Bitcoin, guys, I'm going to remove all the drawing tools. Save a screenshot if you guys really need to. Let me delete this real quick. Save a screenshot of this. You can also screenshot this one real quick if you want to. This is what happened shortly after. This is where we saw the bulk of that parabolic run. Do you really want to be the idiot that misses out on this? Do you really want to be the guy that was so scared that listened, oh man, XRP's dumping on everybody. This is a scam. Oh no, Bitcoin is dead. Oh no, the government's going to shut us down. Oh no, COVID's going to kill everybody. Are you going to be this type of person pushing this dumb narrative? Or are you going to be the person buying the bottom and then making yourself filthy rich in the process? I know what I'm doing, and I would really like it if you guys would, follow me along with this, because, we're going to make a lot of money, and this is what's coming. The slow part is over. We have been through the slow part. 2018 to 2019, devastation amongst portfolios. 2019 to 2020, volatility, and a lot of heartbreak from certain people. 2020 to 2021 is this. The fun part. This is the thing that we've all been preparing for, and that's why we have to be prepared for it, guys. It's so important to be prepared beforehand, because if you're not, you don't make any money. Well, I shouldn't say that. You make money, but you don't make nearly as much as you would have. Now, this is what takes me to the very last part of this. Video. I wanted to go through and share with you guys how not only is it identical to Bitcoin, not only has it identical to the total market cap, but if we also take the total market cap of the altcoins and then overlay the current cycle, so this black chart is the current consolidation of the total altcoin market cap. Technically, it's gone up a little bit higher since then. And then this one down here is from the last cycle. Look how identical they are, guys. They are the exact same chart. There is no difference here. There is literally no difference right in here between this one here. And this is what's coming to us, the parabolic run. We are literally at the final stages before we start going parabolic. And this is the type of price action that we are going to see. Nothing but straight up mayhem. Markets just going parabolic, non-stop. And this is where we make so much money that we no longer know what to do with all of it. We're just going to be giving it away to charities. We're going to be taking our families on vacations. We're going to be eating healthy. We're going to be exercising. We're going to be chasing after our dreams and passions, because at the end of the day, guys, that's what I want of you guys. That's why I make this channel. I want everybody to be financially free and independent. The people that listen to me are going to listen to me and make a lot of money. The people that don't, so be it. It's their loss at the end of the day. But, I just want to be up here as a figure that you guys can see, somebody that kind of has an idea of what these markets do, so that you guys can, basically limit your own attachment to your money, just to understand that this is a long-term process, and we're going to make a lot of money, but you got to understand how to actually do that, which Before we wrap up this video, I want to take a couple minutes to explain, the video course and signals for the people that want it. Guys, I really do recommend that if you're getting into this market, you guys check out my course if you're trying to learn how to trade this stuff. If you're trying to trade this, you want to do this on your own, you want to make sure that you're doing all this stuff right, my 20 educational videos inside my course is going to help you guys get on the right path. I really wish I had all of that information when I got into these markets, because for me, I got in all the way back down in here, but I wasn't able to fully capitalize on that parabolic trend because I didn't know what I was doing. That's why I made this channel, was to be able to teach you guys how to do the same. But that's really why I have the course. The course is going to teach you guys all of the skills that I wish I would have known back then. You're going to learn all of my technical skills. You're going to learn some basic profit. You guys are going to learn how to manage your trades. You're going to learn risk management, all of the things that are going to help you guys be profitable. Now, for the people that don't care about that and would rather just copy my portfolio, you guys can also do that as well. Now, I post all of my private trades inside of my Discord server, inside of a private chat. And so all of these trades that you guys see me take on the channel, all of the coins I talk about, they're all posted inside of the signals. We're all making profit. And it's really important to get into this stuff, guys, because like I said, we're at the very ground floor of this. $1,000 for my course and $1,000 for my signal isn't very much, considering the fact you're buying this stuff and getting it at the ground floor. The cryptos that you'd be buying by joining my signals are all at rock bottom prices, meaning you're going to get the best coins with the best fundamentals, the best technical setups as well, and all of the insider coins that I get from people. I have 45,000 people, actually 46,000 people following me on YouTube. There's a lot of rich people out there that talk to me on the daily basis. There's a lot of people that give me insider information, and that's all going to be given to you guys within the Discord. And so really, you should check it out. You guys can purchase them together, or you can purchase them separate. Make sure you guys check out the signals, because I'm actually going to be doubling the prices here very soon when I finish my website. That's going to be finished around the first week of September. So if you guys want to get access, it's not going to be here much longer. You're going to have to get in before I up the prices. It's going to be $2,000 for the signals. It's a lifetime membership. The amount of value I'm providing in there is insane. The amount of money people are making in there, the amount of education that you guys are getting in there, it should be worth $10,000, but that's why I had to up it up to $2,000. So make sure you guys get access to that by clicking inside the description of this video. There you're going to find the invitation link to my Discord server. Once you guys click that and get access, you can shoot me a message, or you can shoot any of the 6 moderators a message, and we will all be here to help you guys get started on the right path of profiting today. With all that being said, guys, thank you all so much for tuning in. I will catch you in the next video. As always, peace out.